Hi, my name is Olaf. I'm from MetaMask, and today I'll be talking about CASA, what it is, and what you should come and play. This is gonna be a quick one, so don't think too much or you're gonna miss out, all right? So let's play a game together. If you know the answer, shout out and let's play together, yeah. So what is this? Does anybody know? Yeah, correct. This is an Ethereum address. This is actually my public address as well, so I'm doxing myself here. All right, what is this? This is also an Ethereum address, but it's not a checksum. It's actually the smart contracts for proof-of-stake deposit contracts. All right, now we're getting into the tricky territory. Does anyone know what this is? This is the Starknet address. You can see that it's longer. It's 64 characters, the 32, obviously. And now we're getting into really tricky territory. What is this? This is Waves. Do you know what the Waves is? And what is this? This is also Waves. It's actually the same private key as this one. What do you mean private key? The public addresses are different, but it's on a different chain. This is weird. All right, the last one, I promised the last one. This one is actually Bitcoin. I understand if you don't know what Bitcoin is. You can see the difference because it's 30 versus 35 of Waves, obviously. All right, so we have all those addresses. It's pretty chaotic. You can't really understand what's going on. What are you talking to, how to verify what it is, and so on. Let's rectify this, make it a little better for everybody, for ourselves and the machines to work in a new multi-chain world. So step one, add a namespace. What is a namespace? Namespace is a class of blockchains. So for example, EVM-based or Starknet-based, or Wave-based or Bitcoin-based, such as Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, Ethereum, Polygon, and so on. All right, but when the Waves problem still is happening, so what we do? We add a specific chain ID. So in the case of Ethereum, that would be the network ID. As you can see, my address is on the main network, but then look at the second one. It's Polygon, it's not mainnet. So if you just use the normal address without the specific chain ID, you would be sending money to a wrong address and you would be losing 32 ETH. That's bad. Starknet has hard-coded names. Waves has network IDs as well. And Bitcoin is fun because Bitcoin is defined by the last block before a fork, or the first block after a fork, or the genesis block. So this is the mainnet block. All right, so we have the specification for those chains. So now we need a registry. You can see Wave, Ethereum, Bitcoin, all of those places, all those specifications are here. Add some standards. So now we have a registry of chains that are supposed to be interoperable. How about we actually make them interoperable? We want to have providers that work on multiple chains at the same time. We want to have addresses, accounts, lots of things that are really needed to work in the multi-chain world that we're going into. What do you get? You get the Chain Agnostic Standards Alliance, or CASA for short. All right, why do I care? I care because I'm Olaf. I'm the tech lead for MetaMask Snaps. MetaMask Snaps is something that we will be releasing this year. And I have a quick demo for you to show that allows you to add support for your own blockchains, automation, and many other things. So in this example, we have an alpha version of a Bitcoin Snap where I'm going to backtrack a bit. Where a website is trying to connect to MetaMask, but instead of connecting through Ethereum, it's trying to connect to Bitcoin accounts. So what it does is we log in into MetaMask as usual. And now, as you can see, instead of requesting accounts, the website is trying to request connection to a snap, in this case, a Bitcoin snap. So now we, as the user, approve it. It's connecting. So behind the scenes, MetaMask has reached NPM and has downloaded the Bitcoin snap. And now it is trying to be installed. So as you can see, we're asking to display a confirmation in MetaMask. So dialogues, UI parts such as this. But also see there's two specific permissions, control Bitcoin accounts and control test network accounts. So what we do is we have a very security-based sandbox inside the extension itself, which we allow to access private keys. So now you can write a snap that allows you to connect to your own blockchain or do stuff that your dApp would like to do. So in this case, the Bitcoin snap gets access to private key entropy, and now it is signing transactions, Bitcoin transactions inside MetaMask. So the website is not talking to MetaMask, the website is talking to your code that is running inside our wallet. We're gonna approve that, we're gonna install that. All right, and now the website is trying to access the public keys of the Bitcoin accounts so that it can, for example, show the numbers, your assets, and so on. And now we're gonna send a transaction. All right, we're sending test Bitcoins. As normally, this is an alpha version. The UI UX is way better now. But as you can see, you have to confirm the transaction before it's being sent. So this is a snap that is showing a MetaMask UI. This is not our code, this is your code. This snap was built by Keystone, the hardware wallet company. We didn't touch any of their stuff. All right, and now the transaction has been sent. It's going to take a while to be received. Enough sharing because this is not the main topic of my talk. But I wanted you to understand why we're doing this in the first place and why you do care. Why do you care? Well, because you don't get left out when the Ethereum sharding comes out. So even if you don't want to support multi-chain, probably most of us are working in the EVM-based space. And after proof of stake, now the next roadmap step is the Ethereum sharding, meaning you will have multiple blockchains, but all of them EVM compatible. But now you have your website, your wallet, and whatever project you're building now has to work in multiple chains at the same time. You get to have a say in what standards your wallet will have to support. Window.Ethereum came out around 6 years ago, and it's been a nuisance ever since. And we want to make it better. We want to make a new standard that will allow you to work in the multi-chain future. So we've learned a lot over those 6 years, and we need something new. We need something that allows you to detect which chains are supported, able to direct requests to specific chains, and so on and so on. So we're going outside of Ethereum right now. We're going Web3. Your blockchain becomes interoperable and gets more usage. So we as MetaMask get a lot of requests to support networks and chains and blockchains and so on. And while we would like to support all of them, we can't support many of them. But if you write a snap or support CASA or play in the multi-chain future, now your blockchain doesn't get left out, gets more users. It gets to be a part of the community instead of being something on their own. And the last one is your dApp can now support multiple chains. Maybe you're building a bridge from Bitcoin to Ethereum. Maybe you're doing shapeshift. Maybe you're doing something else. Currently you would have to have multiple nodes, and the UX is not great. But now if you use new providers and use wallets that support multi-chain, you will be able to detect which blockchains your user is supporting and do way less friction than is currently possible. Here's an example standard we're working on. So as many of you know, our mobile app already supports WalletConnect. The WalletConnect is using the WalletConnect protocol. It uses their server bridges. We've been supporting that for a while. But now we want to get into games. We want to go into Unity. So this week, MetaMask has released their SDK support for Unity. Now you can make a game that allows you to connect to MetaMask in a seamless way. But what it is, it's using the MetaMask protocol. This leads to more work, more bugs for everyone involved. For WalletConnect, for MetaMask, for users, for everyone. This is useless. How about we make something together? We're working right now with WalletConnect on CAPE 25, so the JSON RPC backend. So when we finish the standard, WalletConnect and MetaMask SDK will be able to talk to your wallet, to our wallet, in a seamless way. So that will allow us to have less bugs, less friction, and less maintenance for everyone involved. All right, so this is what we're working on, but you're interested. How do you play? First of all, join us on Discord and on GitHub. The QR code will be at the end of the presentation. Bring the context from your project. Let us understand the problems that you're working on, what is differentiating your project from other projects. Maybe your addresses are longer than we expected. Maybe you have some edge cases that other blockchains don't. Bring us to us and let us learn about it. Make your project play nice. So we already have standards. We have already the namespace registry. We would like you to add your project to that registry to make everything that we already have been building so far be interoperable with your own project. Tell everyone what decisions will be problematic long term. So everyone is working on some kind of project and doing some kind of research. And each project comes with its own separate set of problems. And so as you understand those problems, you can bring them to a common community, talk about them, and help make those standards work for you and work for everybody else. So we won't have window.ethereum again. And we will tell you which of your decisions will be problematic for your project. So everyone is, as I said before, doing research on their own terms. And we know the problems that we went through. And so we have the solutions that you might not have had before, or might didn't have time to research, but we do. So this is a common place where we can communicate and solve things together. We will work out the solutions together. We will create the standards together. We will work on the problems together. It is already happening. Who is already playing? You probably know some of those people. You've probably seen of those logos before. This is not everyone involved. I just took the most common ones from the member list in CASA and show them here. But what is lacking is you. We really want you to be part of this community, to join us on GitHub, to join us on Discord, and start building standards with us. And that's the main goal of this presentation. Last minute thing is, Armstrong from Coinbase has released a layer 2 base chain. And we are very serious about our standards. So Legi is the maintainer of CASA, and Legi said, all right, you're bringing your stuff to us, but make it better. And that's all I had today. So this QR code will go to the main CASA onboarding on GitHub. And if you want to reach me, you can tag me on Twitter. And now's the time for some questions if anybody has some.
What are some of the most proposals you're most excited about in the standards community right now?
We're already using the accounts that I've showed you at the beginning. We're already using them in snaps to differentiate snaps and allow routing from the dApps to the snap automatically. So the dApp nor the user knows how the RPC request is being routed, which means that at the end of the day, it's very magical. The friction is very low to the users. That's the one I love.
If I can ask one more question. Yeah, go ahead. If I can ask one more question. Are there any standards around knowing what clients the user is coming from? I've seen some challenges around, for example, mobile, knowing what, say, website the user came from. If there's any standards being worked on in that area.
Yeah, the CAPE 25 is the one we're working with WalletConnect right now. So it's the JSON RPC protocol, which is the connection from the dApp to your wallet or your bridge or whatever project you're working on. So it allows, for example, for feature detection, origins, metadata, permissions, and so on.
Hi. Thanks for the presentation. It'd be interesting to know what you're looking to specify and standardize. There's a technical side of it, and then there's also the user experience. So in your video there, you showed a wonderful piece of MetaMask, and it was an alpha, as you said. So, but it was showing a JSON representation of the transaction. And I've seen this across many different wallets and how they represent a operation to a user. And some will do just JSON. Others will make it pretty, but in different ways. And it's difficult for users to build equity in how to understand what is being represented by the wallet to the user, whether they're doing a simple transaction or executing some DeFi protocol. So is that something within your goals and your mandate of what you're trying to specify, or is that outside of it?
So this is a very good question, and this is why we need you in CASA right about now. Because CASA was started by technical people. They understood the UX problems, and they're doing technical solutions that solve those problems. But we don't have the design playbook or the common set of understandable UI patterns that users are accustomed to. Currently, it's mostly about code, but having design playbooks be part of CASA would be very interesting. So if you want to bring it up, please join us on Discord, and we'll be happy to listen.
Hi, this is Victor. Thanks, Olaf, for a wonderful presentation. I have a question about CASA. How do you think that ENS plays in this role, and does it has integration with resolving from ENS to CASA standardized address?
I'm not certain of the details, but I believe ENS is using some parts of those standards already, not on the main ones, but the DNS records are supposed to be prefixed with the namespace and network ID. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the current situation. Hopefully we'll be able to work closely with the ENS as well.